Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I feel deeply drawn to a specific collective of divine feminines, and if you've found your way here, there's a good chance this message is meant for you. The energy surrounding you is absolutely magnetic right now, and I'm picking up on the presence of a divine masculine who is intricately woven into your story. A person of few words, but profound feelings. This masculine energy radiates warmth, tenderness, and a deep emotional connection toward you. Even if they don't openly express these feelings just yet, trust that their heart is speaking volumes. You might already sense this, but today's insights could help you understand it on an even deeper level. Now, before we dive in, I'd love for you to participate in this reading with me. If you're ready to receive these messages, drop a "Yes, I'm ready" in the comments below. Let's co-create and amplify this beautiful energy together. Here's what's fascinating about this divine masculine. For them, actions speak louder than words. My guides are sharing that this isn't someone who avoids expressing their emotions. Instead, it's someone who deeply values showing their love through their actions. They may not always articulate how they feel verbally, but that doesn't mean their emotions aren't running deep. In fact, I'm hearing they are incredibly in touch with their heart space. I'm also receiving specific initials G, E, N, T, I, and L. Isn't it interesting that these letters nearly spell gentle? That word perfectly encapsulates the energy I'm picking up on. There's a quiet strength here. A sense of someone who is deeply respectful, thoughtful, and kind. I also keep hearing the word gentleman, which carries this old-fashioned yet timeless energy. And remember, when I say feminine and masculine, I'm not strictly referring to gender. These are energies that exist within all of us. This divine masculine feels intentional about how they approach this connection. I'm picking up a sense of courtship, a desire to build something meaningful and lasting. They're not interested in fleeting connections or casual dating. Instead, they want to create a love story that feels intentional and rooted in mutual respect and care. What's beautiful about this energy is the thoughtfulness behind their actions. They're taking their time, not because they're hesitant, but because they want to ensure that every step they take is aligned with honoring you and this connection. I hear their higher self saying, "Give me time to show you how deep these feelings run. My love may not always come in the form of words, but it will always be expressed through my patience, consistency, and the way I hold space for you in my life." I'm also receiving some more specific energy today that I'd like to share with you. The initials R, E, and S are coming through, which could be part of someone's first or last name. Additionally, I'm sensing some strong astrological energy tied to Leo, Libra, and Taurus. If you know someone with these signs in their birth chart, this might be a clue that this message is especially for you. And I also heard the name Olivia come through clearly. Now, when I channel these names, initials, or signs, remember that these are just bits of information that pop up during the reading. They may resonate with you, or they might not. But the important part is that if you're feeling aligned with the message, there's something here for you regardless of the specifics. Trust your intuition. It will always guide you to the parts of the reading that are meant for you. With that in mind, I'm going to start shuffling the cards now because I'm eager to dive deeper into what this divine masculine energy is truly feeling toward the divine feminine. As I mentioned earlier, this energy seems to be one of few words, so I'm really curious to see how their actions are going to reveal the depth of their emotions. I'm also wondering how they plan to use their actions, not just their words, to move this connection forward. Let's take a moment to explore what this masculine will show you through their actions that might not be expressed in words. As I shuffle the cards, I hear the word old-fashioned once again. It's really standing out to me, almost like it's echoing through the energy. Along with that, I hear something about technology, and I'm picking up on the possibility that this masculine energy might not be a big fan of it, especially when it comes to communication. This could explain why you don't hear from them as much as you might expect, especially in today's world, where texting, social media, and constant digital communication have become the norm in romantic connections. I sense that this masculine has a very limited presence on social media, or perhaps they set strong personal boundaries around how they use technology. They may even prefer more authentic, tangible communication that doesn't involve the flashy, impersonal side of social media. It feels like this person is genuinely seeking connection on a deeper, more genuine level. And that's why they're not as drawn to the superficial side of online interaction. They want to connect with you in real life, with meaningful conversations, shared moments, and experiences that aren't tainted by the distractions and false representations that sometimes come with technology. They want the connection between you two to feel real, raw, and rooted in authenticity. As I tap into this energy, I also hear them expressing a desire to create magical moments with you. This masculine energy isn't about rushing things or taking shortcuts. Instead, they're the type of person who values the process of creating meaningful memories. I feel like they might take extra care to plan special dates, outings, or meetups. And not just any meetups, but the kind that feels intentional, magical, and memorable. They're not in a rush. They want to wait for the perfect opportunity to create these moments with you. This divine masculine is really invested in creating something magical between you. The word memorable keeps coming up. There's a strong desire to court you in a way that leaves an indelible mark on both your hearts. They want to create experiences that feel authentic, real, and special. Moments that you'll cherish long after they happen. It's about more than just sharing time together. They want those moments to matter, to be unforgettable. And the core belief behind this is so simple yet powerful. You are my dream person, and you're worth waiting for. If you identify as a woman, this might translate to my dream girl or my dream woman. For others, you might interpret it as my dream man. No matter how it resonates with you, the sentiment is clear. You are their ideal, and they are willing to wait for the right moment. What sets this masculine energy apart, though, is that this waiting isn't motivated by impatience or manipulation. In the past, you may have encountered masculine energies who claimed they would wait for you, but their actions didn't align with their words. Maybe they promised to put in the effort or pretended to embody a role of respect and patience, but you felt the hollowness of their promises, or maybe even sensed manipulation in their approach. This feels different. This masculine is not playing games. They're simply allowing the connection to unfold naturally. I'm also picking up on the names Jessie and Sasha. These could be significant for some of you. This masculine energy is intuitive and perceptive. They have an uncanny ability to pick up on your energy and understand your love history, even without you saying a word. There's a sensitivity to how you carry yourself now, which may reflect the experiences you've been through. Perhaps you've built up some walls over time, out of necessity, due to past experiences. But instead of rushing in, or forcing those walls to come down, like others might have tried before, this masculine chooses a completely different path. They're not in a rush, and they absolutely understand your value. They know that you won't allow yourself to be hurried into anything, and they respect that completely. Instead of pushing, they patiently wait for you, respecting your boundaries and your pace. What's truly remarkable is that they don't even need to say a word about their waiting. This is the kind of masculine who shows you his intentions through his actions, not his words. I'm seeing someone quietly sitting at a restaurant or in some other place, simply waiting for the right moment to connect with you. It's symbolic, but it's also very real. This waiting is a profound expression of their patience, and it shows that they are willing to stay outside your emotional walls for as long as it takes. They don't tell you they're waiting, they simply show up in their actions. They'll be there when you're ready, never rushing, always present when the moment is right. They don't need to constantly remind you of their feelings. They're living them through everything they do. Every step they take, every thoughtful gesture. They show you that you are their dream person. For some of you, this masculine energy feels like someone who has been completely transformed by your presence. I'm hearing, you gave them feelings they didn't even know were possible. This is not something they've openly expressed in words, but it's deeply felt. Your connection with them is profound. You've opened up new emotional dimensions within them, and it's clear that they want to nurture that, respect it, and allow it to grow over time. This is also the type of person who remembers everything you share with them. When you speak, they listen. They process your words with depth, making them feel like they truly understand and care. I'm even hearing the term problem solver come through, which fits perfectly with their approach. They're attuned to you and your needs, and they're not just waiting for their turn to speak. They're actively listening to learn how they can best support you. At the heart of all this, what really stands out is their deep respect for you, and their deep understanding of the sacredness of time and patience in building a meaningful connection. This energy isn't about rushing, it's about respect, understanding, and a love that's patient enough to last. It's about showing up in ways that build something lasting, genuine, and unforgettable. One of the most beautiful ways this masculine energy shows their love is through action, not words. It's the small, thoughtful things they do in the background to make your life easier, or to give you exactly what you've mentioned wanting or needing. Maybe you casually mentioned something, a small wish, a desire, or even a problem you're dealing with. You might not have thought much of it, but for this masculine, it's all they need to take note and start planning. They'll work quietly behind the scenes, gathering the resources, saving up, or making a plan to bring your wishes to life. They don't need to say much, because their actions speak louder than any words could. If you've mentioned a challenge or a dream, they're already figuring out ways to help you. If this hasn't shown up yet, it's likely a beautiful energy they'll embody as the connection deepens. In time, you'll see that when they listen to you, they listen with intention, because they care about your happiness and well-being, and they want to make sure they are there for you in tangible ways. What I'm sensing is that this masculine is incredibly determined to manifest a lasting connection with you. With the energy of the cornucopia card, they're in this for the long haul, without any rush or force. This is not the energy of someone who's trying to push things along too quickly or create a false sense of urgency. No, this energy is steady, patient, and deeply rooted in their belief that what they're building with you is worth the wait. This masculine is very aware of other people who might be interested in you, but they don't vocalize it. There's no jealousy or pressure for you to cut off others. Instead, they focus on being present and playing the long game. It's a quiet but strategic energy, one that doesn't need to compete loudly because they know what they're offering is genuine and long-lasting. Their strategy is subtle and full of patience, because they understand that what's meant for them won't pass them by. What's even more profound is that this masculine may already have a vision of where this connection is going. Even if they haven't openly confessed their feelings yet, they've already pictured a future with you, perhaps even marriage or a deep, long-term commitment. It's not about rushing or forcing anything, It's about trusting that the right moment will come, when both of you are ready to step into this shared journey. If this message resonates with you, it could be because the masculine energy I'm channeling here is aware that you're connected to this reading. This isn't just their conscious mind speaking, it's their higher self, their soul, that's sending this message. Their soul wants you to know just how much they care for you, how they see you as a significant part of their future, and that they're in this for the long term. But here's the thing, their conscious, physical self is actually a little terrified. They don't want to scare you off by coming on too strong or moving too fast. It's not that they don't know what they want, it's that they're trying to be careful, respectful of your pace, and considerate of your emotional needs. They're navigating this connection with a deep level of sensitivity, aware of how much is at stake and how much they want to honor your heart. And there's something truly spiritual happening here. I'm picking up that this masculine has received a divine message, a sign from the universe or from the divine, something that deeply affirmed to them that you are the one they're meant to be with. Whether they describe this force as God, the universe, or a higher power, they have felt it deeply, like a whisper in their soul telling them that you are the one they've been waiting for. This is an intense message, and I can feel how powerful this is for them. I'm sensing something really powerful here. It feels like this masculine has had a profound realization about you, something that came to them through a sign or possibly from someone close to them. There's a distinct presence of an older, wise male figure, perhaps a father, mentor, or someone with authority in their life. This individual might have played a pivotal role in helping the masculine recognize that you are the one they're meant to be with. It's almost like the message came through this person in a subtle way, maybe even feeling like a divine message that affirmed their emotions. As I tap into this energy, I can feel a mix of nervous excitement. It's as though I'm stepping into their shoes, experiencing that same sense of awe and wonder they felt when this realization hit them. They've taken all of this in, quietly and privately, absorbing the message. It may have come through a deep conversation with the wise figure, or perhaps it was a sign from the universe, maybe even a dream about you that solidified their knowing. For some of you, the moment they laid eyes on you, it was as if the world around them vanished, and you were the only one in the room. It's like that classic moment when someone meets the one and everything else fades into the background. Perhaps it was like this for them with you. When they first saw you, something in them clicked. It was as if you were illuminated, and in that instant, they knew there was something uniquely special about you. The way they experienced that moment was so different from anything they had ever felt before with anyone else. It was like a soul recognition. That first experience could have been the way God, the universe, or whatever higher power they believe in, spoke to them, telling them, this is the one. However, even with this profound realization, they've kept it to themselves. There's a deep hesitation in sharing such intense feelings. They might worry that expressing it could sound overwhelming or even a bit crazy. Instead, they've quietly held on to this truth and bided their time, taking care not to rush or force anything. They've patiently stayed just outside your emotional walls, carefully observing and waiting for the right moment to approach. This masculine energy is incredibly intuitive and perceptive. They're slowly unraveling the layers of hesitation and guardedness you may have, but they're doing it with such care and consideration. They don't rush, they take their time, understanding that everything has to unfold naturally. They have an incredible ability to pick up on the smallest signals, both verbal and non-verbal. The things you say, even in passing, don't escape their notice. But it's not just the concrete details they remember. It's the unspoken energy, the subtle cues you give off that they pick up on too. What's truly remarkable is that this masculine can read between the lines in ways you may not even be aware of. They have a knack for inferring deeper truths from even the tiniest details. It's as if they see you for who you truly are, sensing your inner world through your energy and actions. You'll notice that they recall the smallest things about you. What you like, what you've shared, how you felt in certain situations. But they also understand you on an intuitive level. Even if they aren't consciously aware of it, their intuition is working overtime to connect with you on a deeper, soul level. This masculine energy is deeply attuned to you, watching, understanding, and absorbing what you're ready for and what you truly desire, even when you haven't voiced it explicitly. There's a quiet knowing here, an ability to gather vast amounts of information about you simply by observing and intuitively sensing the energy you give off. This is the core theme of what's coming through in this reading. They know you better than you may realize, and they do so without needing to ask or directly talk about it. Despite the depth of their feelings, this masculine is holding back on verbalizing those emotions. They're aware that expressing them might feel too overwhelming or could be misunderstood. So they choose to keep their feelings to themselves, letting their actions speak louder than words. But make no mistake, this doesn't mean that the verbal affirmation won't come. It will, just not yet. They're the type who wants to show you how they feel through their presence and energy, not through the force of spoken words. When it comes to demonstrating their emotions, this masculine has fantasized about expressing their passion in subtle but meaningful ways, through simple, intimate gestures like kissing you, hugging you, or holding your hands. And if you've experienced any of these moments with them, even the smallest touches, you may have sensed something deeper than just physical contact. It's as if their touch is carrying an energy, a silent transmission that communicates everything they can't say out loud. These gestures aren't just actions, they're coded messages, their own way of showing you how they truly feel. If you felt these touches or romantic exchanges, you might have noticed that there's a difference in their energy. With other connections, you may have experienced physical contact that felt cold or detached, something that didn't seem to match the moment. As an intuitive divine feminine, you can easily pick up on that. But with this masculine, the energy is completely different. Even the simplest touch feels charged with warmth, tenderness, and an electric current of connection. In those moments, you may find yourself reading their mind, sensing their emotions in a way that goes beyond words. And that's exactly what's happening. They're using physical gestures to communicate their heart's true message, allowing their body to speak for them when their words fall short. I'm hearing the phrase, "tired of talk," coming through loud and clear. This masculine seems to have picked up on the fact that you've grown weary of energies that talk a big game, but fail to back it up with real, tangible actions. They understand, on a deep, intuitive level, that you've had enough of empty words and promises that don't materialize. And because they recognize this, they're stepping in to show you something entirely different. They want to prove their love and commitment through consistent, heartfelt actions that speak volumes. If you've been feeling this energetic shift, I hope this reading has offered you some clarity and confirmation about what you've been sensing. If this resonates with you, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can stay connected with future readings. I'm sending you an abundance of love and light, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. I look forward to connecting with you again soon in the next video.